In today's episode, Lily and I are going to be talking about how you can use your creative practice as a way to create what you want to bring into your life, and also a way that you can express either what you're going through or find different ways to be able to express how you're feeling and to bring this out in your artwork. So I love all the insights Lily has to share with us on gathering inspiration and just starting in a low stakes kind of way when you are either starting a new project or wanting to come back after a bit of a creative lull. So, Lily has got so much wisdom to share with us on how you can be creative and share your practice to build community and share more of yourself to be able to attract the humans that you would like to have surrounding you and keeping you company as you are on this journey of life. So I know that you're going to enjoy this episode. So without any further chatting, let's get into it.
Gotta get messy and show the world you growing as an artist. And you're free to be yourself. You got a dream, you need to start it. Stick together. Get messy says you're formally invited to a community where you can find people that spark the feel of excitement. Too many art supplies, not enough time. No, it's tougher, so you must find a way to feel some connection. We got a lot of people with the same kind, a great mind. We here for you, a platform so we can hear your views. Time's yours, forget chores. I know you bored of them same rules.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Get Messy podcast episode. Today, I'm going to be chatting to Lily, and I can't wait to get into all things creative with her. So, thank you so much for joining me today, Lily, and for saying yes to recording a podcast episode with me.
Yay, thank you, Claudette. I'm so excited to be here. Hello, Get Messy friends.
So, do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are and what your creative journey has looked like so far?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So again, my name is Lily Soul. I'm a mixed media painter and grew up in Berkeley, California. I've always had a creative spark, like ever since I was a little girl. I always loved just doodling, and all of my assignments had the doodles in the corner. I was one of those kids that couldn't focus unless I was like doodling. Um, and I always, like, when we were little and kids and writing stories, like a lot of the assignments were like, write a story. My favorite part of the assignment was creating a piece of artwork. Even if they didn't require that, I was like, I'm going to draw a piece of art to go with it. And so I always enjoyed that, even just like picture books as a kid, and always seeking things that were colorful or going out in nature. But anyways, yeah, it wasn't until I was in my, like, I think I turned like 30, and I was like, I really want to like learn how to paint. Like, I've always dabbled in it. Especially in college when I had like hard days, I'd just again doodle and draw like in my free time, but I never really took it seriously as like it could be a profession or anything like that. So I actually found a book. I went to Barnes and Noble and I found a book called Daring Adventures in Paint by my friend Mady Rose. It was like this turquoise book that was on the shelf. I went to the arts and crafts section and I pulled that book out and I opened it, and it was this beautiful artist just doing all this messy, like she was like spray painting, stencils and rubbing paint and moving paint. And I was like, I want to paint. I want to just express myself in a messy, creative way, with where there are very little rules. And even though I knew like, oh, I want to take an art class, I never wanted to take a class that was like paint realistic and paint like me. And so I think that's why I never really signed up. And I was looking for that permission to make a mess and to create in an expressive way that was just intuitive, really. And so I got that book and I got paper and I got like cheap paints, cheap acrylics, and just started going for it, like playing with sponge brushes and random, like, using like the back of the pencil to etch and just like trying different mark making, really. And then I reached out to Medium asked if I could help her in the studio. And from there, I started assisting her, going on her art retreats, and just dabbling even more. And like, finally, I really discovered my voice, which is like painting more goddess portraits and feminine energy, inspired by nature, also inspired by a lot of my travels, because that's like when I feel the most inspired, like in a new place. And so, yeah, I've been so lucky to meet different art mentors like Flora Bowley, Justina Blankley, the Get Messy community that offers online classes that have helped me to like, one, create community so you don't feel so alone when you're painting, because sometimes it can feel lonely, but two,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, help me to discover how you can use paint and art supplies in a way that's not maybe traditional, like art school traditional. Because I did sign up for one art class at the junior college shortly after, and it was like, it was the beginning to acrylic painting, and the first lesson was going to be like black and white portrait, and it was making a weird face, and then you had to paint it in black and white, and I was like, black and white, I don't want to use black and white. I love color. And I ended up not staying in the class. I feel kind of bad, but it was also just like, I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm not excited. And I could have, I know there was probably something I could have learned from just simplifying, but I was not ready for that yet. And so I would one day like to go back or take a class that is like more realistic, maybe portrait painting, but yeah, I like couldn't do it. Yeah, and it was like, yeah, it was like a lot of studying like still life, like fruit bowls and stuff, and I just was like, I don't want to. So anyways, that didn't last very long.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important that you enjoy it, right? There's no need to have to torture yourself to do things that you really don't want to.
Yeah, it was a lot. And I was working full time, and I was like I thought that would just like make me feel more
Mm,
creative, but it was actually sucking some of the creative joy. So I was like, I'm just going to stick to like
mm,
my online art community and dabbling. And I've just had the best time with it. And it's been several years since finding Matey's book and saying yes to art as a way of life more than anything.
mm. Oh, I love that. And so you mentioned mentors quite a bit when you were chatting. So for other creatives out there that are feeling as though they'd maybe like a bit of guidance or are curious about what a mentor is, do you have some advice around finding people that can guide you and inspire you?
Yeah, one thing, like, I know a lot of people have their online classes that are like sort of like paint like me if you want, but really it's to find your own creative voice. So when you're starting out, going with the like learning and kind of like copying, but don't put that out as like your work. So I had to like go through that phase too, which was a couple years of sort of like copying styles because I was in classes learning, but I wasn't putting that out and marketing that as like something that I could sell or promote as like mine. I didn't feel like my voice quite yet. So that took years to develop, and I was just okay with that. And also that's why I love art journaling, because it takes off so much pressure to create a piece that's to hang on a wall. And also it's so original. Like it is hard to like, I mean, you could definitely sort of copy an art journal style, but again, it's not like you're going to go sell that. So it really so sharing your work feels really like scary, but when you share it from like a place of like, again, I'm not trying to sell you something, it's just look what I did, and like, do you like it? And it's okay if it kind of looks like someone else's work, because I'm just learning how to paint. So I do like that one, learning from others is so great, but also doing the practices inside of an art journal can just like really set you free. And also it's just easier to share. So that is what I started with too. I would share my art journal images and stuff, and it
Mm,
was never about yeah, to make money or call myself an artist, because I just wasn't at that stage. I didn't even know that I'd ever sell paintings really. It was just for fun, started out as fun. Um, and I miss that sometimes. Sometimes I do, when I sit down to paint, it is to create something that's for someone, like a commission or a gift or to sell. And then I miss the like just painting. like sometimes I call it an ugly painting or a messy painting that is not have any like end result, and
Mm.
maybe will never be finished, or just ends up being like scribble, like a blob. I probably have some blobby art in here that I'm just like, that felt really good to make. Like this, it's not even anything. It's just,
Oh,
but I know this was so simple and it felt good to make, and I yeah could later go in and like this is just like a little
mm.
sun, like just making sun faces, and it was relaxing. Like I don't put much pressure, or sometimes I just write like a love note to myself and sketch, you know. So a sketchbook or art journal, whatever you want to call it, is like really freeing. And
Mm.
then the way I find mentors is just whatever style I like. So it's like, is it the colors that they use? Is it the marks that they make? Is it their story? And to learn from different types of creators, because then you're, you know, you like have a gumbo, a soup of different things, and you can put it together, and that's what creates your style. So yeah,
Mm.
I like to change.
Oh. Yeah, and I think it's important that variety, right? Because it very often can prevent you from having so much focus on one person or one style that you tend to, as you were saying, copy that and sort of go only in that direction. Whereas if you've got a whole range of things that are interesting you, and that, or a whole range of things that you are interested in, sounds better English, and there's variety in it, you can have a lot more diversity to gather inspiration from.
100%. That's how I feel. I love it. And that's like for with travel inspiration or nature inspiration. There's so much like
Mm.
pieces you can pull from different cultures or different plants. And it's like, whoa, where did this come from? And I'm like, oh, that's inspired by like that one thing I saw. So I'm always just like filling my cup up. It's
Mm.
almost to the point where I probably like need to put on blinders sometimes. Like, hey, enough inspiration, Lily. Like, just also go inward.
Mm.
But sometimes I like to make a vision wall or board. Like if I want to kind of put blinders up, and I'll make like a wall, so I have like a few images or a few colors that I pull for inspiration if I want to do like a collection, which I hardly do, but there's been times where I have created collections, and I'm like try to stay in a kind of in a focal um or like have a focus. So yeah, because so
Oh, that sounds interesting. I want to hear more. I want to hear more about that. So, what would you put up on your wall or your board?
yeah.
What kinds of things would you be pulling?
Yeah, I did one that was like jungle, kind of tropical inspired. So I put like jungle plants, warm colors. I picked like two artists that I really liked. Frida Kahlo was one of
Mm.
them, and I can remember the other. Maybe it was Gustav. I can't remember, but I put their artwork up, and I tried to like basically make the vision board feel cohesive so that I
Mm.
wasn't, yeah, I just had inspiration right there when I looked up, and it was on my wall. Actually, like how you kind of have like collage in the background. Yeah, I did like that.
Yep.
Exactly. And then I like to change it up every now. So then I did
Mm.
another one the next time, but it was more my artwork. So I pulled my favorite pieces that
Oh.
because I had by the time I did that one, I had created collections, and I realized, okay, I know what I like, and then I put my paintings as the inspiration, and um, yeah, just like again, color swatches or um, pieces from travel, I have like Hamzas and things like that up. So yeah, it's nice to go back to your work for the inspiration too. Once you've developed enough work, or even look at your old journal pieces and pull from those. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that you inspiring yourself, and it's quite interesting to see how you can take the same idea and develop it in so many different ways, and just keep expanding it with each new layer of growth and inspiration that you get. So it's quite fascinating to use yourself as a repeated point of inspiration.
Yeah, that's actually a goal of mine, which also for this year is to do that I haven't really done yet, is to create a self portrait. It's sort of intimidating. And that's part, it takes me back to that class. It was a self portrait that we
Mhm.
had to do in black and white. And she wanted us to make like a really weird face because she wanted it to look really dynamic. So I was like, and I was like, scared. And I was like, I don't like this, but I've actually taken some photos, self portraits, or, in the mirror recently, because I want to work on figure drawing too. And I was like, what, I could find a random person online to draw, but I also could go inward again and look to myself as the inspiration, which I think sometimes it's hard to look at ourselves, even to take
Yes.
pictures, but then to go in and paint yourself and not judge yourself as you do it, or judge yourself the way you look, or judge yourself the way you actually, your drawings turn out or your
Mm,
paintings turn out. So it'll be a really good, I think, practice in self love and self acceptance.
mm,
Yeah, so that's my next, one of my next projects. And I don't know that if I'll share it or not online, but at least for now it'll be something like, it could just start in the journal, just some
mm,
portrait drawing of myself, because yeah, we can be our own muse as well. So
mm. Oh, I think it sounds like an exciting project, but definitely a challenge.
yeah, really, it'll be fun.
I,
So,
yeah, I think what would make it challenging is all the layers of unpacking that you need to do, right? As you were saying, there's judgment of yourself and what does it look like because you're so familiar with yourself, you have to almost relearn to look with different eyes, not the same eyes that look at your body in the mirror every day.
exactly.
So it's going to be interesting, but I
Yeah.
think super, super inspiring to also dig into.
Yeah. And just be like, okay, if it doesn't come out looking quite like me, or if I see a part of
Mm,
me that I'm like, oh, I don't really like that, but that's okay. It's just like, yeah, just letting it be.
mm,
Letting it just be an art practice and see what comes out and what comes up.
yeah.
It seems healthy. And I feel like a lot of artists in the past would paint themselves as their own muse. And yeah, I wanted to also show you guys
Oh,
the lesson that I did that was on Mother Earth theme. I think because I use a lot of different other imagery of other women, and even just
mm,
like make believe, I make up people. I don't like have a plan. They just come. They are who they are. I don't ever like say, oh, I'm going to draw this type of person, or she's going to look this way or that way for some other ladies. Um,
oh.
just have come through. Yeah, with a little bit like blending intuitive style.
Breathing in a new energy, right? And
Yeah,
just almost like with your traveling, because traveling has that same effect of having so much newness to it that
yeah,
it's exciting and you want to, it's almost like the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning because you're so excited to create with this newness. And I
yeah.
think that this project feels like it's going to have that same intensity and that same energy of this new, it's a new
New era.
feeling that's coming. Yes, a new era. That's it.
And
Yes.
it's like getting a new art supply. It's like you can
Mm,
either change the supplies or try new colors or try a new subject or whatever. So it's like sometimes you just need a refresh. And I think that's when I've been actually in a creative lull for like a while now. So I think that's why I'm like, it's time to try something different and
mm,
challenge myself. And yeah, I'm going to just do something that I've always wanted to do and accept the results of what that looks like. So yeah.
I have a theory on the creative lulls.
Okay.
Um, so here's what I think is if you've got something that you know that you need to do or know that you want to do, but you're a little scared of doing it. And so you keep putting it off. And so for a while, it works to distract yourself with other creative projects.
Mm-hmm.
But at a point, all of you inside knows that thing that needs to come out is ready and nothing else is going to scratch that itch except that specific
Yeah.
whatever project it is that you are avoiding. But you've grown, you sort of grow as you, even though you might be procrastinating on doing that thing because you're creating other stuff, you're still growing. But You
Yeah.
get to a point where the growth has happened and it's time. And so if you
That's it.
continue avoiding it, the lull comes, because it's like that moment, like almost, I don't know if you've ever been knocked over by a wave in the sea, but
Yeah.
everything sort of goes in slow motion all of a sudden. And then as the wave hits you, just like tumbling. I think
I
that's what
agree.
that the creative lull is, before the wave hits you.
Yes. I'm in that. I'm watching the wave come like, oh, and I need to just like, yeah, get ready to roll, like let it all out. Like something in me is
Yes.
ready to come out, and
Mhm.
you can let it can feel intimidating, or it can feel like pressure. And a lot of that pressure, I think, for anyone when it comes to
Mm.
creating, is like that it needs to be perfect or look a certain way, or I need
Mm.
this supply first, or this setup, like my space needs to be just right. Like we're just so particular sometimes.
Yes.
And it's like, what if you just started really small and did a tiny
Mm.
version of what you want to do and just start chipping away, even if it's just a little baby sketch or something like that. Which,
Mm.
like, I'm feeling motivated by myself right now, and I think after this I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take my own advice, and like, so what I've done in the past is like, before I do like it's like blocking out, like you create like a little square instead of doing like, oh, getting a big blank canvas. Just get a
Mm.
journal, create a few little windows, and then start sketching the idea. So it's like small frame scale. And once I even got this tiny little art journal, it's like was like an inch. It was tiny and it was so cute. And I wanted to do a painting a day. And I was like, there's no way. Like what is it? The 100-day challenge or something?
Mhm.
It's like,
Mhm.
okay, if I'm gonna do something, it has to be realistic. And I was like, I'm gonna do a painting
Mm.
a day, 100 days, abstract paintings. And I was like, but there's no way I'm gonna do them like on big canvases or even this big. So I just got the little
Mm.
inch, and I just did a tiny baby little painting. I didn't do it for 100 days, but I did it for a good amount of time. It was the cutest little thing ever. And I was like, that
Mm.
little painting sparked bigger paintings. So
Mm.
yeah, I'm like, sometimes you gotta go chunk down, and like I've got a journal this size, like, like even this is cute and tiny compared to this, right?
Mm.
And so I don't know if I've had it, if this is more for writing, I think, but yeah, I have some doodles in there. And so even if it's just a
Oh.
little baby doodle to like move the energy. So maybe I start with that and do like a little mini portrait. And
Mm.
what happens on something that's not precious, like a canvas, or use watercolors versus acrylic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want to paint now. Like I want to go paint.
Uh, yeah, so I think that it's that knowing that there's something new coming, and you just need the courage, as you say, to take those first baby steps. And sometimes we put it off and we use all the excuses, right? Like you're saying, I need the specific supply, and so I have to go and order it, or I'll have to research first and see if it is the right supply,
Yeah.
or like we
Just
find all the excuses under the sun. But just taking those first steps, right? Like you're saying, just do some small sketches, and it's like you open the floodgates. All of a sudden, that project is there and it's ready for you, and it's just magical.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I just feel like I'm breaking out of that, like the wave, where
Mm.
I'm ready to like ride the wave.
Yes.
Yeah, because also I had an art studio, and I was in a kid art. I was part of the Moonflower Art Studio in Berkeley, and there's like several women that rent the space, and we each have our own little spot. And that's when I was able to paint bigger, because it was like before I was just painting at my house. And so I'm kind of going backwards, where I'm like, okay, back to like figuring out how to paint at home, and maybe not painting as big. And um yeah, I can still go and like use the table there, but like packing all the supplies, it's a bit much. So, since I don't rent a designated spot and have my supplies there, basically I got sick, really sick last year, and my energy started going down too. And that's part of why I'm just like, I don't have the energy to like go to the studio or paint big, and I don't want to just like rent it and it's going away. So
Mhm.
I just paused everything. And so I'm actually right now, for this view, it's in my room. I'm creating a new art corner. And it's pretty messy right now, but I could show you guys if you want to see. I could just flip it around.
You can show us. Let's see.
Oh,
Let's get
yeah.
behind the scenes.
Yeah, my brother's right here. This is like one dresser, but this is like the plan. So I have a table here by the window, and I have this bookshelf which needs to get organized. And then I have a rolly cart. I have a second rolly cart on the other side, and I'm going to actually put a canvas here if I want to paint like medium sized. I'll put like a drop cloth and yeah, just get all this. These are like supplies I need to unpack, but this is like the new plan for painting. And then I also could paint outside. Like once the weather changes, I'll be able to. I have a table outside, and I've done that before having an art studio too. And later, if I want to rent a studio again, like that's a possibility. But
Mm.
I'm in a season where I have to focus on my health and slow down. So yeah, actually, I'll just tell you guys that yeah, I don't know. Some of you guys know because you'll see my Instagram. So I got diagnosed with colorectal cancer a couple months ago, and I just had a surgery.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's been now 3 weeks since the surgery, and I feel so much better. Oh my gosh, like
oh
yeah,
wow.
the last year I was just having the symptoms and getting like fatigue all the time, not being able to eat well, and so I wanted to create more, but I was also like, I just need to actually turn to dancing, which is like my other creative passion, just because I needed to like move the energy, the sadness, and also, this spread again. It was like after finding out about the diagnosis, and I was like, I need to paint a god, a, a Mother Earth theme was my theme, and that's probably why it came out more dark looking than I thought. Like in my head, I was gonna do like very green and colorful and like blooming energy, but I know with nature too, like there's also that like the,
Mm.
the fungus and the mold and the death around life, and so I think that's what's coming through, which is like really beautiful too, because a part of
Mm.
us always, as we renew, does die, and so I've been sort of releasing this part of me that's been a lot of sadness and pain and
Mm.
yeah, but I'm on the healing path. Everything's getting better. I still have some treatments to do, but I can feel my energy coming back right now. So
Mm.
I'll be able to like reset and paint and yeah. It's just life is like there's gonna be highs and lows and creative
Mhm.
practices, whether it's art, music, dance, anything like that can help process. And so that's what I need to do is process
Mm.
and I think that's why me as the muse is what is being called, and it's been happening, but like more now
Mhm.
than ever because I know how I'm feeling that preciousness around my life right now. And so,
Mm.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better and that everything went well. That's good news. So I'm glad. I'm really glad that you
I'm so
are on the
glad,
mend.
yes, that I
Yeah.
caught it and I'm
Yeah.
able to get treatment. And like, yeah, some people don't find out
Mm.
till even later. And so I'm glad, like, my body was speaking. So
Mm.
a reminder to listen to your body and even your mind, like your heart, really listen to what your heart is telling you when you're creating. Because, like, you might want to again try to do what someone else is doing. Like I wanted to I want to stay in the studio and keep painting, but I was like, I have to slow down because the way to listen is to slow down sometimes.
Mm.
And that's when I was able to like actually start going to doctor appointments and really seeing what was wrong with me.
Mm.
But I interpret that as the same thing as like when you listen when you're painting and something inside you is like, do this, Mark, make this move, do this, you're gonna be surprised. And yeah, that's why I love just not always looking to other like trying to fit in when you're doing something,
Mm.
painting or doing it a certain way. Just like take inspiration, but like listen to yourself at the end of the day, or listen to what's coming through like in a spiritual way.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. So I'm thinking about your spread that you created, and you were saying you feel that it's a bit darker than you were thinking of going. Um, and don't you think it might have a bit of symbolism in like being dormant, when you put the bulbs in the ground and then you cover them up and they make it through the winter, and now that blooming is going to start happening again. Like you've got that energy and you're ready to just like explode out of the ground and say, I'm alive.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I was in a dark place for a while and I was like, well, the seeds are in a dark place too. Like the dirt, being in the ground and in the dirt is a process
mm,
we
mm,
all have to go through in life at
yeah.
certain times, and same with the plants. That's how
Yeah.
they are born. And so I do feel like I keep saying it's a rebirth era, it's a rebirth era. Like this is an ending to a new cycle and season, just like
Mm,
nature does every year, right? The winter,
mm,
the fall to the ground, things die, and then they come back even more beautiful and stronger. And yeah, you'll be surprised.
mm.
And
Oh,
sometimes you forget. So I think I had to be in that darkness and be in the ground, and I'm coming out of it, and it feels so good.
mm.
Yeah, really grateful.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's helped you to put down some deeper roots then too, right? In that time where you are sort of resting and taking care of yourself. Even though there might not be an outward growth, you might not have been creating as much as you wanted to, or creating as big as you wanted to, or whatever it is, that taking care of yourself and slowing down is allowing you to dig deeper into other parts of yourself that are going to come out in your work again in other ways.
So true. I can't wait to see what comes out, and um, I think it's going to be again returning to like the truth of who I am and why I create, and
Mm,
the truth of like it's just a desire. It's a big part of who I am and to be a creative person. And I think some of that gets lost in the I'm doing this project because I want to be successful, or I want to be, like make a career out of this. And I kind of got wrapped into that, or like, oh, I need to post on Instagram or something like that. And it's pushing me to go into a place that's like, again, this is just for me first, for my healing first, for my life purpose first. And from there, sure, if someone wants to buy it, that's great. Like if it's something I'm not gonna keep, like yeah, I love sharing, or if I can inspire someone, and also to not be afraid it so much to use my voice. Like I do want to like
mm,
again record, um, or I didn't know if I said this yet, but record free YouTube lessons because I want to share my style of creating to inspire other people to do it too. And I have created some like demos for different companies, but I really want to, yeah, put out free content so that others feel like they can do it too, and that it doesn't have
mm,
to be perfect or look a certain way, and yeah, or just show different types of supplies like yeah, because again, I didn't have money to like buy nice supplies when I first started. So even if that means like going to get some cardboard and really cheap paints, I can show people like you can make something still really meaningful with
mm.
yeah. So
Oh, that's going to be exciting. It's going to be a whole new project that you're going to be able to work on and get inspiration from, because there's something about creating to grow a community and to grow and inspire others that just inspires you too as you're creating. I think it's the sharing part. I think that's what I love most about it is by giving, you get so much back. It's just, it's a magical process.
yeah, and I feel so supported right
Mm,
now. I just want to say thank you to anyone like, because we ended up doing a GoFundMe. I had to stop working my day job over the summer, and I feel so supported by everyone. And that's again my way of like giving back. I want to give back
mm,
more, and just yeah, from the place of like because I love this, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's even like before getting sick. It's just that I was have that perfectionist voice in my head that it needs to look a certain way, and I need to be in the studio, and it needs to be like edited perfect, or you get so like
yes, I know. I
quality,
know.
quality. And so I think with getting sick, I am taking off that pressure. Like honestly,
Mm,
even for this interview, I was like, I need to put on makeup, and I was like, actually, you don't. Like you're enough. Like you don't have to put on makeup if you don't feel like it. Because I'm like,
mm.
tired right now, but I'm like,
Mm,
I still have light, even if I don't put on makeup, and I still have offerings, even if the painting isn't like this big, grandiose painting. It can be small, it can be in my room. Like, it's okay. Like, to not try to be beyond what you have, and that what you have is more than enough, and
mm,
to not compare yourself to other creatives or to people that have maybe more money or more time or more resources, and like, what do I have, and what do I have that I'm willing to share, because my
mm.
bit of sharing could help someone else, and they have something that they could share that could help someone else. And it's just a chain reaction, and it's a flow and a dance, and I'm like, I just feel like I want to give, like, give,
Mm.
because it makes you feel good, and others have given to me, and it means everything. And like, yeah, so I'm really grateful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I think we do tend to get in our heads, right, where we feel it has to, as you were saying, everything has to be perfect. The editing has to be perfect, the filming, the setup, the sound, whatever it is. But I've found that it's so nice to just watch someone sharing from their heart, that you're not even thinking, oh, you could have had your camera angle a little higher, or whatever it is, like whatever it is that we're getting in our heads
There's gonna
about.
be something. So yeah, like, what,
Yes.
yeah, and to let
But
it
just, yes, just let it go, right? Because when you're watching someone creating and you can just feel that they're really sharing from deep down inside of themselves, and they're just sharing their heart, like, the filming doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't matter, because I don't know, there's
the
something
lighting, not
magical.
that serious. I mean, good,
Yes.
but again, this lesson, I did it at night. I did it under my yellow lighting, and I was like, ugh, I wanted daylight. I wanted it by the window for a minute. And I was like, then I just got into it, and I was like, this is awesome. This is great. It couldn't have been any better, because it's real. And there's
Mm,
nothing better than realness. And I think that goes with, like, yeah, curating an Instagram or a website, or like, if perfectionism is stopping you from sharing, then it's definitely a problem. But
mm,
if you can be a perfectionist and you're still going, like, cool, that's great, like, you're doing it. But if it's stopping you from doing it, then you need to do it completely unplanned and messy and low light quality, whatever. Messing up your words, just do it, because that's like,
mm,
it's just real. And that's what, like, I think we get. So that's what stops us when we try to basically be something that we're not. It's like, just be,
yes.
yeah, be yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the best advice. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Sometimes I know I get in my head and I think, like, oh my word, is this professional enough? I'm always worried about professional. Am I looking professional? Do I sound
Yeah.
professional? Like, and then it just takes away from being in the moment if you're
Mhm.
just too worried about things that you sometimes even can't control.
No, yeah,
You've gotta
exactly.
you've gotta just let it go sometimes.
Yeah. It takes away from the joy. It takes away from the
Mm,
pleasure. And I'm just
mm,
really happy right now, because I just feel like we talked about, like, that wave. I can feel it. I'm I'm through a chapter,
mm,
and there are more parts to come, but it's like, I can see, you see the hope, you see the, like, the new blooms in the spring, even though it's winter still. It's like you get a taste of that. Like, yeah. Um, and it's a choice too. It's a choice to look for those things, the silver lining,
mm,
or the positive in the darkness, or whatever, the light. It's like, yeah, there'll be moments. And that, again, it's very symbolic of this page. Again, I have to just show it again, because once I was done with it, I was like, yes, that's it. That's like life. It's like, there's the dark places, but like, the sun is still shining. There's still, like, light and dark are so intertwined. And it's like, I could say this is dark, but also could be like, but it's very light too, if you look for the light, right? So
uh,
yeah, it says, be one, return, peace, cycle, connect, birth, flow, trust, grow, power, home. Life is to give and to receive. I actually
Oh,
found this quote. It was inside of a someone had written like had all their friends write notes to them like a New Year thing from like 19 early 19 I don't know, it was like maybe 50s or maybe earlier 1920s or something, but the cursive was so pretty, and I saw this little quote: life is to give and to receive. You know what it said? It said life is to give, not to receive. And I was like, no.
oh.
Yeah. Yeah. This person was a little emo. Yeah. Surrender. Surrender to it all. Yeah. That was
Yeah,
fun.
it's interesting looking at it because even though there is dark, there's a lot of warm colors in there, right? You've got the pinks and you've got the reds, and so there's a glowing fire. I'm thinking of little coals, when the fires, when those coals are just sort of glowing like that
Yeah.
through the darkness.
Ooh, it does have that energy. I just did a
It
fire
does.
and I was
It
like,
has that energy.
ooh,
Yeah.
magic. And that's the rebirth energy, is the fire, the like
Mm.
it, the ending, and the smoke is going up, and it's like it's alive. Even if it is
Yes.
ending, it's um that's what life
Yeah.
is. We all know we're not going to be here forever. It's scary, right? It's a scary journey. Like we all know that, right? Not maybe all the little people, but the adults, we got that one. We got that part, right? So yeah, I think I was very sensitive about the reality of that recently,
Mm.
and that nature is a reminder of that, and the seasons are the reminders of that we
Mm.
are nature. In fact, we are nature, and we are just made up of energy. And I don't know, like some people believe heaven and hell, some people reincarnation, whatever you believe, but yeah, if you think of yourself as like this little energy body and particles, and then like all of the universe and all of each other and all of the planets, and you really start to think like we are all like related, we're all one, like we're eventually gonna like intertwine in some way, or like the 7 degree of separation, like we're all just little ants in like this huge
Mm.
planet. And it's just can get so overwhelming to think about, but then when you like just be accepting and surrender to that is what we are. And yeah, it's just gets to be a lot lighter, and you don't take again that perfectionist pressure, or the I have to be this way or this, like you can let all that just slide away a little bit more, and live more presently, because it's
Mm.
going to be gone one day. So if you don't get into the present, then you're missing your life. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes to that. I
Yeah.
think whoever's listening, get into the present moment. Live
Start
for
journaling can
for
help you.
now. Yes.
Because you slow down and you sit still for a while, and you have to process and
Mm.
make decisions, and then you're done. You're like, whoa, that was cool. Time froze. I got time. Whoa, magic. That's literally what happens. Like, whoa, where am I? I was on a
Yeah.
journey. It's like a whole world. That's why I love painting. It's just so fun.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, talking about your painting, I was mentioning earlier that when I look at your work, it feels like such a celebration. The colors that you use, the themes, the way that you sort of paint your figures, and there's a lot of feminine energy and sisterhood involved in your artwork. So, is this a theme that you've always been interested in, or was it a gradual development? And why is it that you think that you're drawn to this type of subject matter?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm thinking back, the first thing that popped in is like an image that I drew as a kid. When I was talking about creating stories, I wrote a story about a girl that wanted to be a mermaid. And I remember drawing the girl, and she was in her bathtub, and like creating her as a mermaid. So I think I have always had a fascination with the ocean, with mermaids, and yeah, like feminine energy that is also sisterhood and friendship. And I have two sisters. I'm the middle of one older sister and one younger sister. So I've always had sisters, and such a loving mother, and always had girlfriends. Like I was always that person, like, let's create like a girl group, let's all be friends, and like, babysitters club, like so I was always creating community, I think, from a young age. Spice Girls, like I loved all that. And so it was always like kind of girl power. um and but I also was very much a tomboy growing up. So maybe that's part of it too. Like I was always rough and tumble, climbing trees, playing chase, like with the boys too. Always wanted to play sports. So I was like, um, I actually feel like I've been more masculine most of my life, to be honest. Because this, I think, desire to paint feminine and helps me to be more feminine and helps me tap into that softness and that slowness that I don't always have in real life. And I think a little bit of it is around that needing to be more of a masculine woman is to protect myself in a world that feels unsafe a lot of the times, or the like could be around father figure energy. It could be around dating, people that I've dated. And so I think I've had to be more dominant in a lot of my life. And again, when I was like turned 30, and I really wasn't painting like 2020 is when I really started painting the goddess energy was coming through a lot. And I think I was like by myself and really reflecting on how I wanted to operate. And because I got a pause from work and stuff. And so I always had a feminine essence, but the art has helped me to unlock it more. Yeah. Yeah, because I would like not wear, like even wearing dresses as a kid, I didn't want to. I was like, ew, I don't like want to wear dresses and tights, and I'd always scuff up my shoes, and my mom would be so mad because she'd want me to be so girly. I was like, I don't want to. But now I like it. Now I'm like, well, I want to put on a dress and be girly, and like, not that that is like representation of what a feminine is, but it is about being allowing versus doing. It's about like being, because it was hard. It's even hard for me to receive sometimes. So yeah, getting sick like really has taught me like to receive as well. Because I'm the type of person like, oh, I'll do it. Like, oh, I got it. And that has probably been hard for people that I've dated too. And I'm learning to soften up and allow them to give to me and receive, because that is what I really want. It's just like hard to yeah, so painting lets me do that. Like it's that dance where I get to be soft and slow, and like I receive the guidance while I'm creating, and I just do that and I don't overthink it. So I'm yeah, I'm grateful for art for that, and sisterhood, because I always have had girlfriends to go to, and I cultivate that community because I know I just feel so happy and safe around other women, and I love sharing stories and hearing their stories. And yeah, and I want to, I don't know, I just feel like I wish also men had more of that, men groups or want to talk to, because I know that helps me so much when I'm stuck, is to talk to someone. And yeah, so yeah, I want everyone to have that connection to their feminine energy too. Like men should tap more into their feminine energy as well, or masculine people, and people maybe more feminine tap into that masculine energy more. And it's like if we can balance those, then we'll feel more complete, and I think the world will just flow. I think my women are
Yeah.
very feminine, but still also have that masculine energy. They have that to them.
Yeah. They have a strength, right? They definitely have a strength to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the artists that I spoke to a few weeks ago said that we often create what we feel we lack or need more of in our lives. And so I think that's very much what the message that you've also given now, right? Is that you want more of it. And so you create it in your work.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to be a strong, feminine woman in nature. Like, that's my happiness. That's what I'm painting. Yeah.
I love it.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
What could be better, right? What could be
Right.
better?
I just put
Barefoot,
every
wild hair in nature.
floating in the water. If tears need to come down, they need to come down. Let yourself be free. Like, yeah, I crave that. And I yeah, love my sisters, and I love girlfriends, and yeah. I would also love a partner, so maybe I need to start painting part. I did at one point. I was like, maybe I need to start painting men. I did. I started doing like a couple series, and I did two, and I did a guy and a girl, and then I just never finished it because I was just like, maybe I wasn't ready, and it just felt weird. And I was like, don't feel right. I want to put a girl. I want to put a girl next to girl, and it was like did a guy and a girl. It's like just a mustache, like. It's not right. And then I worked on the girl and the woman in the portrait, and she was all done, and then the guy just looks half done. And I was like, sorry, I neglected him. Finish that painting or those paintings.
Oh no.
A cute couple. You come on. Use art to manifest. But yeah.
So for someone who is wanting to grow more community, because I can hear that you love, as you were saying, I love having women around me. I love being able to sort of lean on them and communicate with them and just hear their
Co-create.
stories. So
Co-create.
for someone who's wanting to build their own little community, what should they be doing?
Well, for the art community, just start painting and sharing your work if you can. Especially if you do an online class like Get Messy, and you have one thing I love about Get Messy too is like there's so many different artists, so you're gonna learn a bunch of different styles, like we talked about, dabbling and pulling from each creator or artist, and then you kind of create your own style from that. But also to share, like I think sharing is like, again, you receive. When you give, you receive. It's a full circle. And so just to be an observer is one thing, and it can be nice, or just to be a listener or a watcher. But also, if you do that majority of the time, I challenge you to be a speaker and a sharer. And the ones that speak and share a lot, I challenge you to be more of a listener and an observer. So it's like kind of, again, if you're more masculine, I challenge you to be more feminine. If you're more feminine, I challenge you to be more masculine, because then you're going to create balance, and it's going to probably draw in more of what you want. And so I think, yeah, whether it's sharing your work, commenting on someone else's work, responding, like joining in on the conversation, or asking for help or feedback, or yeah, never be afraid to just like reach out to someone and
Oh
just.
yes.
I know that can be hard if you're like introverted, but again, it could just be a compliment or a comment or something like, "Oh, I like what you made," and or ask a question. Asking questions is a good way to connect.
Yeah. And I know it can be scary, right? Sometimes there's someone that you really want to connect with, but you a bit nervous, like thinking, what are they going to think of me? Or what if they don't want to really talk? Or but putting yourself out there 9 times out of 10 ends up with you having such either a great conversation or connecting with someone that you are really feeling inspired by. It always it the majority of the time. I won't say always because,
There's nothing to lose. There's never anything to lose, I believe. And
exactly.
the worst case is you might feel the feelings of rejection, and that's
Mm,
also a good thing to sit with, because it's like, why do I feel rejected, and what happens when that, if something like a door closes or an opportunity doesn't happen from something you desire, it's just it's meaning there's something better out there for you, or there's somewhere another direction to go. So it's like, again, you're going to get information and an answer, and it's like, but you won't know if you don't ask, and you won't know if you don't find out. So it's better to go in knowing that the outcome is yes or no, and if it's a yes, I'll lean in. If it's a no, I'll go in this direction, and that's great. You get it. Yeah, it's better to take action than to sit in your head with the wondering of wish I could.
yes, exactly. I agree 100%, right? It's just um a no is also an answer.
Yeah.
Not no answer is just, I don't know, you get in your head, you can create stories that aren't even true
Mm-hmm.
and scenarios that might never happen. And so you live in this constant world of fear and uncertainty. Whereas
Yeah.
taking action, even if it is a no, at least you've got a direction again, like you were
Yeah.
saying, right? The door might be closed, but there's another one that's going to open.
Mm-hmm. Same
That's
with like,
better than standing in the hallway.
make that first mark, keep making a mark. If you don't like it, you
Mm,
can start over. You could ball it up. You can,
mm.
there's no harm that's going to come from creating, and there's no harm that's going to come from connecting with another person.
So, I love your colors. You've always got vibrant, happy colors. How do you choose your color palettes?
Ooh, I love bright colors. Again, it was like that challenge to do the black and white thing, and I was like, no, I don't want to. I need color. So, but now I am accepting, like, I like black and white, but not like I can dabble with black and white too.
Mm.
Not hating on those. They're beautiful colors as well. But I do love nature, and so nature is very vibrant, and I love greens and the colors of all the flowers, and um I've always just loved tropical. It's like warmth. It just makes me feel happy. I'm actually hovering over the heater right now because I'm cold, and that's why I'm like this. Because I'm like, I need warmth. So I think that's how I pick my colors, is like what makes me feel alive and what makes me feel energized. And all the
Mm.
time it's going to be like I love gold, so I always put like gold. Finishing touches like jewelry. I love gold jewelry. This one has like you can see the
Oh,
gold leaf in
wow.
it. It's in a,
Yes.
but yeah, I love putting jewelry on them because that makes me feel good too. I'm like, oh, I'm adorning you, and you're getting decorated. And
Mm.
um, yeah, if I could be anywhere, I'd be in the jungle. So I just love, yeah, jungle essence and energy.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's mostly
Oh.
nature inspired.
Mm. Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for chatting to me and for being so open
Thank
and
you.
for sharing your passion. It's been so inspiring to chat to you, and I can't wait to see all of the growth that's going to be happening for you in 2025.
Thank you. I'm so excited. And yeah, I'll follow me on Instagram. It's Lily Soul Studio.
Mm.
And again, I'm kind of in my lull, but I'm gonna be coming out, and I'll definitely be sharing my YouTube demos pretty soon. So yeah.